Welcome to Tidal Automation, a brief tour. We'll start with the web client on dashboards. You can see that I have dashboards that represent today's jobs in a pie chart, today's jobs status in a bar chart. Different filters and different elements can be used in order to create custom dash pages. Only one is shown here, but additional could be made. If we're looking for more detailed information, we can go to Job Activity. This is today's schedule. I can look at schedules in the past, the present, and the future. These consist of collapsible and expandable groups of jobs. Notice the columns across the top. Those can be set according to your preferences. Additional views include a PERT diagram, notice the different types of jobs. Some are on-prem, some are in the cloud, some have single dependencies, some have double dependencies. A tool like this, you want to be able to manage multi-cloud, hybrid workflows consisting of different types of jobs with predecessor and successor relationships. Other types of views include critical path diagrams. What jobs need to run ahead of this job in order for me to be able to have this job eventually run. So this was the job I picked. You can see the critical path. Back to the grid, back to different kind of view. Double tree diagrams, they kind of show a subset of a PERT diagram and your nearest neighbors. We also have a Gantt chart, best shown in this example, I think. We have 3 different jobs of varying lengths. We also have what is known as a status board. So we have jobs here in different types of statuses. Status board will tell me which jobs are in which status. And then we're all familiar with bar graphs. We're all familiar with pie charts. And we might not be familiar with a radial diagram. We'll just take a quick peek. It's showing me the degrees of separation between 2 jobs from the point of view of the selected job. Back to job activity in the grid. Notice too that I have the capability to use filters. These are useful not only for display, but for creating reports. So how do we get here? We used connections to create targets. We have some targets that can be either in the cloud or on-premise, such as Tidal Automation components in the master, Windows agents, Unix agents, Linux agents. You may have applications that are designed to operate on-premise. They might be from Oracle, SAP, Informatica, IBM, etc. Some are designed specifically to be on-prem. Here's a few examples. Cognos, SAP, JD Edwards. Others are designed specifically to be in the cloud. Could be a JD Edwards cloud, an SAP cloud, an Informatica cloud, ServiceNow cloud, a federal cloud, AWS, even our master components. Let's take a look at definitions. When we create a job group, we can set up certain values that can be inherited, such as calendars, time windows. Let's take a look at a job in particular. Let's pick a on-prem database, perhaps. I think might have one. Here we go. So depending upon the type of job, this will be specific to that type of job. But the rest of these tabs will remain the same. We always have to start on the Run tab. That's going to say where to run it, who to run it as. The Schedule tab will allow me to pick a calendar, a time window, an SLA window, and a rep repetition cycle. Of most important note are the time window and the SLA window. This is going to allow you to manage your SLAs based on a leading and trailing time window that you can supplement with a risk window and a breach window. These will be used or can be used with job events. So not only are we a time and date batch scheduler per se, we're also an event-based scheduler. We're going to try and concentrate on job events, but before we go there, notice the other types of events that are available. So I don't have to schedule my jobs on a purely time and date basis. I can schedule jobs or have jobs in the schedule based on the arrival of a file, the arrival of an email, the change to a database, etc. But in particular, job events and in particular SLA events are assignable to all jobs or to particular jobs. So if a job may complete within the risk window, may not complete by the end of the risk window, will complete within or after the risk window, will complete within or after the breach window. These are designed to help you manage your SLAs in advance before there's a problem. The way the event action architecture works is for job events, obviously we talked about SLAs, but there's other types of events, as we mentioned. If event, then actions. And actions are primarily notifications. Things like emails, alerts, write to a log, even open up a ServiceNow ticket, or actually use a web service to open up a ticket in any help desk or ticketing system. They're all going to use variables. So if a job completes, we can get the name, we can get the status, we can even get the output as a variable and use those in all those types of actions that are notifications. So if we go and take a look at a job, once again, there's also tags. And we'll be taking a look at the various consoles associated, one, with SLAs and two, with tags in particular. So notice that I can assign tags for filters. I can assign tags for business activities. So if we go back to our consoles under operations, we can see there's my job activity that I was presented with, maybe a subset. There's my filter, get more focus. There's my grid with assignable columns and my various different views. But we also have a business activity console that's going to take advantage of those jobs that have been assigned a particular tag. So these three job groups all use this tag, gives us some focus, tells us all about the different types of statuses for that particular group. The SLA console, for those jobs that use a particular SLA, those too are available to us. So depending upon your concern, depending upon your focus, depending upon the type of job you have, you may be more interested in a set of jobs in terms of a business activity. You may be more interested in a set of jobs in terms of an SLA activity. You may prefer to deal with the product in terms of its queues. We have sophisticated dynamic runtime queues out of the box and user definable that have assignable priorities and assignable limits. And then also remember that we are not only a time and date scheduler, but we're also an event-based scheduler. So we have event activity as well. Jobs, variables, emails, files, system variables. Back to our dashboard. And that should complete our tour for the day. So let's take a look at our thank you. Please visit at tidalsoftware.com.